Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to my first video. I am Moro5, and today I will be showing you what I believe of the different styles in the game Untitled Boxing Game on Roblox. Quick disclaimer, as you can see, there is no ghost or bullet style included on this tier list. It's a little bit outdated, so I will be talking about those separately. We're going to start off with Smash style. Now, Smash style, very basic. The most it has is that its M2 is slower and deals more damage. What do I think of Smash style? It's not trash, it's not unusable, but it's definitely a very, I would say, poor style. Now, don't get me wrong, if you can get the opportunity to use the M2, the Smash of Takeshi Sendo, it's very powerful, and basically anybody who goes up against it is not in great trouble. However, that's a very big if, due to Smash Style's M2 being so slow that unless you can catch somebody off guard by having them dodge too early, or you can manage to get yourself a perfect dodge or some other thing where they're stunned temporarily, except for Stamina Break, where they can literally just dash away, because that's how slow Smash Style M2 is, you're never going to get the chance to use it. And in competitive play, you're not going to be getting perfect dodges a lot of the time. So I'm going to say, for now, Smash Style is C tier. It's not unusable, but its main gimmick, the M2, the Smash, you're barely ever going to get to use. Basic Style. This style, in my opinion, is very good. This style is, of course, not A tier or anything, but it's great for learning. It's definitely not unusable, and it's a lot better than Smash, because you can get the hang of the basics, as obviously, and it's much more about skill. You can hit your M1s, you can hit your M2s all very easily without having to get perfect dodges, although once again, those moments where your opponent is stunned is of course the best to use them. But yeah, I'd say basic, very good. High B tier, long guard style. Now, long guard style used by Kobashi and Hajime no Ippo, this style is just fast and weak M2s. No, not M2s, M1s. My mistake. Now, I used to play long guard, and here's what I think about it. Its M1s are definitely very fast, and they have a lot of counter ability. But because the damage they deal is not very high, you're basically playing a big game of how long is it until I can finally get a combo in and throw in some M2s. Because remember, in order for even a good amount of that M1 damage to stay, you have to hit the M2 to make sure they don't just recuperate from the damage. So in my personal opinion, long guard style is not all too great. Is Smash style better than Long Guard? No. Long Guard can very easily counter Smash in every regard, except for damage. So I'm gonna say Long Guard better than, or no, Long Guard better than Smash. Come on. Come on, tier list. Thank you. Alright. Moving on to the rare styles. Starting us off with Corkscrew style. Now, in my opinion, Corkscrew, like jabs, powerful M2. It's kind of the combination, like the love child of Long Guard and Smash. You get the best of both worlds. The main problem of Corkscrew? It's just like the Smash. You're never going to get to use it unless you can manage to combo somebody up and get them throw an unexpected one with timing, or the three stun moments of guard break, perfect dodge, or stamina break. And with stamina break, just like Smash style, if somebody times it right, they can still get out of there before the corkscrew punch is thrown. So I'm going to say corkscrew. Not great. Worse than basic, but better than long guard and smash. I'm going to say low B tier. Feel free to argue with me on any of this, though, because I haven't played all these styles. I'm just doing my observations. So feel free to argue whatever you want. I'll try and hear you out. Counter style. Personally, when I first played counter style, I thought I would be very good at it because I play Ippo a lot, and I have this technique where I basically break up my the timing between punches, so I basically delay it. I call it the suppression barrage, Takamura bear counter barrage. I have a long list of names for it. But yeah, counter style is just you deal more damage when you counter people, but your M1s are slower. And that's it. Now, of course, one would think this is very good. However, the main caveat is that since your M1s are very slow, or at least they're slower than basic style, it's actually a big predicting game. And in a game where the only way to predict a punch is when you see somebody's arm move, and by the time you've finally thrown out your M1, their M1 is already beating you into the canvas, it's not exactly great. Now, of course, the main idea, timing. Use suppression barrages or things like that. But in my opinion, counter style, not great, not terrible. Honestly, I'm it's not better than corkscrew style because the M1s on corkscrew are just a lot faster and it's a lot better at countering than the actual counter style. But with when you hit those counters with counter style, ooh, baby, is your opponent in a world of pain. So I'm gonna say I'm kind of debating in this one here, guys. But I'm going to say counter style is probably also in low B tier. Trickster style. I kid you not, I have seen Trickster style. I have played Trickster style. I'm going to say it's not great. Trickster style's main gimmick is that you can dash cancel, meaning you can basically spam dash all you want until your stamina bar runs out. And essentially, it's the biggest counter I've ever seen to Slugger. Because once you find out, oh shoot, they delayed that M2. I might as well just dash again and again until it finally comes out and get a free perfect dodge. However, the main problem with Trickster is that it encourages spam dashing, and while this may not seem like a bad thing, one, players will end up using up all their stamina spam dashing just to try and get that perfect dodge, that they will end up stamina breaking a lot. And two, Trickster style, it has nothing else going for it other than that dash cancel, which becomes very predictable, and everybody basically knows, oh, it's a Trickster. They're going to dodge twice. Better wait this one out. Oh, he finished his second dash. Okay, time to punch him in the face. So, yeah, very predictable, not a great style. It's only ever good against Slugger, I'd say, or styles with particularly slow M2s. So, yeah, I'm going to have to put it in the trash or unusable tier. Feel free to argue about me with this one, though, because if you got some cool strategies, I would love to hear them. Ippo style. I will admit, I'm very biased. I main Ippo, and I think it's the defensive upgrade to basic style. I'd like to say it's A tier. Once again, I'm very biased, but yeah, personally, it's very good. It's basically literally just basic style, but you have a higher damage ult, you have a better guard, and the only thing that ever holds you back is that your M1 is slower, and even then, you have more damage than basic in all your regular attacks. You have more damage than basic in your ultimate, which deals like, I think, 65% damage. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the only downsides is that M1s are slower and you have less range. Of course, I am still extremely biased, so feel free to, call me out on that. But yeah, Ippo, A tier. Hands low style. Now, I'm going to say this. Hands low style is amazing. It is great. That nonsense is whoo. Hands low style is honestly one I do have a little bit of trouble with from time to time. Because hands low style, they're extremely hard to get, especially because they are great at range control. They can easily do a dart and dash, where basically they can get in there, where basically styles with good dashes can get in, punch you in the face, get out, wait for you to mess up, and then get back in and proceed to pummel you into the canvas. Styles that can do this are probably like Ippo, Basic, Hanslow, Trickster, and basically with his dart and dash, Hanslow can mess you up a lot, and essentially you're playing a game of where did he go as he proceeds to straight up dig your grave in front of you as you're questioning where you are. It's like you're a blind man. So I'm gonna say Hanslow, very good. Uh, with the main thing being that you can deal more counter damage. You can deal extra counter damage just like counter style. Uh, but hands low, you take counter damage as well. So counter style and hands low is kind of like the biggest face off I've ever seen. So without further ado, I'm honestly not sure which is better, Ippo or hands low. So I'm gonna say for now they're equal. For now, tell me what you think. I'll change tier list in future. Wolf style, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with Wolf Style, its main gimmick is that it's exactly like Basic Style. So, you already got a great start there. Downside, or no, not downside, there's actually no downsides, I just realized. Ups, the main gimmick is the White Fang, where essentially you can M2 twice. And if you, on the first M1, or not M1, M2, it's just a regular, uppercut. And on the second M2, it's the finisher to the White Fang, the overhand. Now, the main problem with this, with the Wolf style, is that it encourages M2 spamming. But yeah, it's very good at guard breaking. The main weaknesses is that one, the White Fang is very predictable. You know where it's gonna come from, and you know how it's gonna come. But you can't really block it, so your best chances are backdashing out of there, which means they're pushing you back. You're on the defensive now. Or you have to try and perfect dodge it, which can still be very hard if you're not great at the game. Or if they are, in very particular, very good at it. So yeah, main weakness is just predictability, and if you're a good wolf player, you can just psych people out into thinking, he's throwing it, the White Fang, I can dodge to the left for the overfang, for the overhead. Where's the overhead? And then watch as they get pummeled into the canvas. So yeah, I would say Wolf. It used to be considered S tier, but after some nerfs, it's apparently now A tier. Personally, though, in my opinion, fighting wolves, low S tier. I say low S tier because we have still these two, not him, not Slugger. Slugger's not great. I fought Slugger. Slugger's definitely hard to beat with as a slower style like Ippo, but it's not possible. But we're gonna move on to Hawk and Hitman. Now, Hawk style. Whoa, that is a whole can of beans you do not want to mess with. Now, essentially, the main gimmick of Hawk is that he's got this sway back that so long as he times it right, he can perfect dodge anything. Meaning, Hawk mains are going to spam that to hell. The main downside of Hawk style is that Hawk, um, when they do their whole sway back, it means they don't have a backdash, meaning they can't make room between you and them very easily. Meaning styles like Hands Low or Ippo or Trickster can very easily dash in and proceed to kind of bully Hawk because they can't get away from them. The main caveat, though, is like with Ippo, slow attacks, meaning Hawk can see that as Ippo's winding up his hook for the next 30 minutes, Hawk can kind of be like, oh, alright. Wait 5 seconds. Oh, here it comes. Sway back. Alright, Ippo. So, I've already planned out your funeral. Don't need to worry about it. But, yeah, that's basically what happens every time I fight a Hawk, and it's not great. But because of that, I know Hawk is very good. So, yeah, definitely S tier. Great style. I hate fighting against it, but it's a very good style. Very viable. The main weakness is that you're kind of forced to fight aggressive. You can't do too much defense. You have to play either aggressive or passive aggressive. Um, but other than that, the only other gimmick is that you once again deal bonus counter damage and take bonus counter damage. So yeah, Hitman style. Oh boy, here's the one that I've seen the most complaints about. Is that Hitman style is so OP. Look, I don't care how OP it is. I hate fighting it too, but you gotta admit that stuff is powerful nonsense. And if somebody told you that they would rather choose something else over Hitman, it's either because they're me and my friend and we love being able to perfect dodge and dash and all that nonsense, or they're a liar. Or it could be another reason. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, Hitman style. Long range, fast M1s, good damage. The main gimmick though is that weak dashes, meaning Hitman is purely aggressiveness. Not even being passive aggressive is going to let you win. You can't play defense, you can't play counter offense, you have to play offense or else you are in big trouble. Now, of course, it's easier to play counter offense as Hitman than it is to play defense, but you definitely don't want to end up there because you're already on the verge of being forced to play defense when you go on the counter offensive, and that's never good. But yeah, Hitman style, very powerful if you can manage to time your punches right and stay on the offense. So, yeah. Hitman, I'm going to say, I'm not sure if it's equal to or better than Hawk. For now, we're gonna say Hitman is better than Hawk. Because at least with Hitman, you can backdash, and that you can still play somewhat counter-aggressive or something. Well, actually, no, Hawk is better at counter-aggressive, isn't it? But yeah, for now, I'm say Hitman and Hawk are probably equal for now. So, finally, Slugger style. Y'all been waiting for this one, haven't you? Slugger style, it's bad. I'm gonna outright say it. It's basically Smash style, but worse. Where basically the upside is that Slugger style has the most damage in the game. However, it has the worst guard, the worst dash, the worst attack speed, and basically the main gimmick is that because of its bad attack speed, you can actually delay your M2s by charging them to deal even more damage and also to catch people off guard. However, it has However, because of this, I've seen a lot of Slugger players make the mistake of, oh, charged up, deal more damage. They'll never expect it, and it makes them extremely predictable. So if you play Slugger, only throw that every once in a while to really catch off idiots like me, like Ippo, who know you're gonna charge it. So just throw it instantly. That way we'll be like, but how? How could this happen? Oh, it's not fair. But yeah, it's not unusable, but it's definitely just worse than Smash in my opinion. Now, of course, you can notice there are three styles missing on this list. Ghost, Bullet, and oh my god, I forgot it. I can't believe Kimura. There we go. All right. But yeah, Bullet, Ghost, and Kimura are not on this list. Well, tierlistmaker.com or whatever it is called apparently did not put it on here yet, at least not in this one. So I'm just going to talk about them individually. Kimura. It's just like basic, but your M2 is supposedly able to slow people down. I've never seen it ever do that. Never once. Never. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably just equal to basic. Because the M2 isn't any slower or anything, it's just supposedly supposed to be slow, make the enemy a little bit slower. So, basic. It's high B tier. Better than corkscrew, equal to basic. Ghost style. Oh, better than Hitman. Because while you have worse damage, you have a better dash, your M1 is faster, your M2 is able to help carry you through those combos. It's basically corkscrew, but you upgraded it to make it God. So yeah, high S tier. Maybe better than the Hitman. You can argue with me on that one. Bullet style, the final thing we gotta go over. With bullet style, its main gimmick, uh, if somebody dashes, you can instantly throw an M1. Uh, so basically, it's somewhat more or less for people like Hanslow or Ippo or Trickster to play against bullet style, because you dash in and they throw the bullet. My main strategy against this is just dash forward twice to duck under the bullet, just like dashing under the ghost jab, and then you start throwing your M1s because they're still recovering from missing that first one. So you just hit them then. But other than that, for bullet style, it's just like Ghost, where almost where it has an instant M1. It's hard to stop that instant M1. The damage on those M1s are awful, god awful, but are actually made up by their speed and the ability of their instant jabs. And other than that, though, the bullet style has nothing else to it. And yet, it is still extremely hard to play against. It's extremely annoying. And you want to know what? I'm going to applaud it for that. Good job, bullet style. You beat me. That doesn't make me like you, but I'll respect you. Anyways, I'm going to say it's more or less just a worst. It's just a worse version of Ghost style. So I mean, even a Hitman is kind of more viable than Bullet in my opinion. So between Hawk and Hitman, no, actually no, because Hitman and Hawk are equal. So between Hawk and Wolf, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of just my personal opinion on it. Feel free to argue in the comments. This has been Moral 5. Thank you for your time.